life. Recovery is just like life. Life is all over the place. And I wouldn't even want to say that it has ups and downs, because labeling something as an up means good, and then labeling something as a down means bad. And I would never want to say a relapse is bad, because you know why? Having that relapse last week helped me pursue recovery harder. It made me think, well, I probably wasn't being mindful. I wasn't being present. I used an old coping mechanism. So how can I prevent that the next time? Without that relapse, I wouldn't have been able to get that mindset, and I wouldn't have enough of a motive to want to catch myself earlier the next time I see myself falling. Hello, my favorite people, my warriors. My name is Kelly, I'm 23, and every single week I take you guys with me on my eating disorder journey of recovery, and I update you with how I'm feeling, what I'm doing, and specifically the things I'm learning as I go through this. About 2 months ago, I figured out with my therapist that my dependency on food and my relationship with food is really one that wasn't serving me very well, and it became very addictive to use food as a way for comfort and fulfillment. So I know that's a common struggle for so many people, and it's something I've struggled with my whole life, with binge eating disorder, anorexia, bulimia, so many years of restricting and binging and hating my body and shaming myself. So I've decided that, and I want to feel better, and I'm gonna do better, because I know that a better future is waiting for me, and I'm also gonna love myself in the present moment. I love myself right now. I will even love myself if I fall into pits, fall down, because self-love, self-acceptance, and positive reinforcement encouragement is the way that I'm surviving this recovery. The hugest reason I'm in such a great mood today is because I released these Warrior Collection bracelets. And I was so scared and very excited though. And you guys have been insane in terms of supporting this. I can't believe how many that have been ordered today. It freaks me out. I was even hoping that just like maybe one person would have this reminder with them every single day. I created them because I need these reminders. It says, the first one is, I always stack them up a very specific way. So if you guys have ordered 3 already, you can do them however you want. But I always put, I am warrior and beautifully me. Warriors, because I call you guys warriors. I feel like I'm a warrior, eating disorder recovery warrior in general, just surviving life. And then beautifully me, because that's something I wish I had known and believed my whole life. I really wish I had understood. I'm beautiful just the way I am. And I always thought it was dumb and corny when I heard it, because I wasn't able to really receive that compliment from myself, and I just didn't believe it. I really thought beauty came from looks, and if you're suffering with an eating disorder, it's quite common that you hate yourself because you feel like you're the one that's ruining everything. You feel like when you binge, it's your fault. Your fault, Kelly, that you're a little bit overweight. It's your fault that you keep losing motivation in all these different ways because you're just eating. I don't want to blame myself anymore. Not that I'm not taking accountability for my actions and want to get better. It's just having been so hard on myself for so long and always thinking I needed to change physically, mentally, emotionally, all these things, instead of just accepting what is right now, is the reason why I was never able to pursue an eating disorder recovery path until about 2 months ago. I'm 23, and I've been struggling with this since I was probably 8 years old. I became anorexic at 10, so it's finally time that I believed all these things. And in recovery, nothing is permanent in our brains. We don't think that we're amazing all the time. In fact, I think for me, large percentage is still being super hard on myself and saying, you need to do more, you need to do better. But these things, as corny as it sounds, but it's so honest and genuine. Having this on my wrist, because I'm always doing stuff. You're always using your hands, you're looking down, you're playing with them. At least me, having these makes me at least check in with myself. And that's a process that I've talked to you guys about, is how important being mindful and present is in recovery. Checking in with your feelings and what's going on. Every day I still get stuck in the thoughts of, how does my body look? How does it feel? I wonder what I weighed today. What should I eat later? What did I already eat? Those swirling thoughts get so overwhelming. The most difficult thing to do is check in with yourself, and these, I found that I needed something tangible. I needed something physical. I've also journaled a lot. You guys have seen that in all my past videos, but this is something that I can bring with me wherever, and it forces me to check in with myself and remind myself of all my strengths and everything that I've gone through, and that I will be okay. You will be okay today. And if you guys saw my last video, I fell into a relapse very hard. And I had a few questions about details of the relapse, and realistically, I don't think the details matter, but I used to. When I used to always want to know, how many calories is a binge for you? I would want to know that about people. Or what did you eat? Or what happened exactly? I want you guys to understand that it's okay to divulge into details, I guess, but the bigger picture is what matters most. We just need to focus on how we got to that point, what things we were feeling, what things we were scared of, intimidated by, nervous about, that caused me to spiral back inward to my tendencies and into the insecurities and needing food for fulfillment. That is what I want us to all focus on, and that's what I've been trying to emulate to myself and explain to you all, because it's constantly us thinking that there are quick fixes, certain details we need to focus on, how much to eat, what we should eat, that'll help us through, how much we should work out, what we should wear, things, all these external things that have nothing to do. The struggles are truly mental and emotional, and the reasons why I fell back into using food for comfort is just because I get highly stressed out from my job and also doing social media and just being someone who's had a long history of horrible body image and eating disorders my entire life. So every day is really hard to survive, and let alone ask myself to thrive in that day. So the constant pressure of everything that's going on, sometimes I just fall back and I just go, I just want to eat and I just want to sleep. But you know what? I'm really glad that relapse happened. Recovery is just like life. Life is all over the place. And I wouldn't even want to say that it has ups and downs, because labeling something as an up means good, and then labeling something as a down means bad. And I would never want to say a relapse is bad, because you know why? Having that relapse last week helped me pursue recovery harder. It made me think, well, I probably wasn't being mindful. I wasn't being present. I used an old coping mechanism. So how can I prevent that the next time? Without that relapse, I wouldn't have been able to get that mindset, and I wouldn't have enough of a motive to want to catch myself earlier the next time I see myself falling. And this doesn't mean that I'll never go into my old coping mechanisms or old eating behaviors ever again. I expect that to happen, because if I've been doing that for 10 plus years, every day, binging and restricting and eating and sleeping and just being a zombie, I cannot expect just by choosing recovery every day for it to still work out. That's probably the best thing that I've learned, and it's so freeing because now you don't feel that pressure. I felt like there was a lot of pressure for me to do so well in recovery and help all of my fellow warriors by staying strong, and that pressure crumbled me. I mean, that made me run to the food and the old behaviors even more. So relieve yourself from that pressure to be perfect as best as you possibly can. You're setting yourself up for a very difficult time if you're expecting yourself for every day to get better and better and never ever fall into any behaviors. Chances are you will be so nervous about messing up, you're having so much anxiety and you're scared. What did we always do when we were anxious and scared? We ran to food. So you don't have to set yourself up, because you are your biggest fan. You are the one that can convince yourself the most to pursue self-love and self-care every day. So you don't need to be the one pressuring yourself, and it really is hard if you are having other people around you pressuring you, but just remember, this is your journey, your brain, your feelings, your life, and you deserve to be as slow-paced, as fast-paced, whatever freaking pace you're at. You deserve to be in that moment. Who cares where anyone else is in their recovery? It's not you, and they're not you. They couldn't try to do it at your pace even if they wanted, and in vice versa. There's no right way, there's no wrong way, there's only your way. My takeaway advice for all of you guys is check in with yourself every single day, as many times a day as you possibly can. It can be whatever you want to be. You can journal, just like I've talked about in the rest of my recovery diary series videos. If you don't know how to journal, please watch those, because it'll really help. It gets your feelings out. Also, maybe you can even write something on your wrist or your hand or anything that you look at often. And of course, these bracelets really help me. If you guys do want one, they're available for you. I'll put the link in the description below. I love your support, and these are made truly for us warriors, to help us through our recovery. We need support, and we deserve support from ourselves. And it's so cool when I'm wearing this, I'm like, hey, Kelly, you care about you. It's not even like someone gave this to you and is trying to encourage you. You actually believe you are a warrior. You actually believe you're beautifully me. How effing cool is that? I want to know that I'm confident in me. I want to know that I'm confident in my journey in recovery. You don't need anybody else to validate you. You're there for yourself, so do anything you need to check into that and remind yourself how great you're doing and how much you want this, how much you want to have a healthy relationship with food, how much you want a healthy relationship with your body, and how much you deserve it and you need it because you've lived in a very difficult, dysfunctional, struggling lifestyle for so long. And that's okay, because that's just where you were at. You don't have to be there anymore. We are not there anymore. In fact, if you're watching this, you're definitely not in that place anymore. And my other takeaway advice is, if you ever fall back into a behavior, if you ever have a relapse, remember that it's part of recovery. It's part of your journey. It happened for a reason, because you always do gain more confidence in the fact that you don't want that to happen again. It's not because you're shaming yourself for that happening. It's not because you hate yourself for that happening. We don't do that. But we take it as a lesson to say, wow, eating and sleeping 24/7 for a few days. I did that. I hid away in a cocoon, but I didn't feel good. It didn't give me the fulfillment that I thought it would. And now I want to pursue recovery even harder because that didn't feel good. And I'm 100% okay with that happening. I accept it. But I now have so much more strength and confidence that I'm gonna do so much more because I know I deserve another healthy recovery day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support on these bracelets. I can't believe it happened. The link will be in the description below. Can't believe how many of you ordered them today, and I can't wait for you to all have them. Please, when you do receive them, please take a picture of it and tag me with it. I'd love to post them all. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it and it helped at all. Please comment below if you have anything to say. I love hearing from you and I love to hear your stories. And please subscribe, and you can click that little bell on the top of my page to get notifications when I post a video about binge eating, my recovery diary series. I can't believe we're at episode 8, body image issues, weight gain fears, everything, everything, everything. And I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!